Hello everyone, how's it going? Good, I am White. Welcome to the Mario Kart World Direct. This one's not going to be that long. I'm going to probably pad the stream out with some more of my opinions on the Switch 2 Direct. That was a few weeks ago now. Was it really a few weeks ago now? Yeah, it was. Because I couldn't really give much of my opinion because I was in a massive rush. But first, we're gonna look at what they have to say about Mario Kart World. Is it gonna be worth the price? Because a lot of information also came out since that direct. I thought that the pack-in game or like the manual game was gonna be free. It's not. It's a paid separate game, which is bold of Nintendo. Actually, they even said that during the direct. I was just blind and didn't see it. But I'm happy that World gets a specific showcase because I only just got back when they were showing World. So I don't think all of it really sank in, Like all of it really came through. I actually thought it said that the chat was turned off. It is very brave of them to turn on the chat because you know what's going to be in here. It's just going to be drop the price. Because yes, this game is $80 and I think it's also €80 in some cases. I think the physical version is €90. But as far as it seems, very few places you would actually pay that much to buy the game. So it's not as bad as it seems, but Nintendo really could have handled this better. This feels like one of those things that Nintendo's just not that great at is communication. Like, you'd think that they'd be great at it because of, a direct and all that. Like, the direct is one of the best ways to do, like, customer communication like this. Still, they managed to fuck it up every single time, except for when the Switch launched. That was like they were treading on eggshells with the Switch reveal and with everything around the Switch. They wanted to make absolute sure that people knew what the Switch was. And on the Switch 2, they're like, I mean, people know what the Switch 2 is, right? Like, people know it's not the same console, but the prices, man, the prices. It feels like a very PS3 scenario where, like, oh, we've just came out of our most profitable generation, and now we're just going to jack up the prices. Anywho, in terms of what's going to be in this direct, I don't know. I genuinely don't know. I remember a few things, like the cow. Oh, there we go. The starting. Hopefully the audio and everything. Oh, this is loud. Wait, let me... I was still focused on the wrong thing. Sorry. Yeah, let's turn that down a little bit. So that's why it was so... Let's turn it up on here a little bit. And there we go, there we go. That should be good. So yeah. Oh, so the music is going to be so good. The music is going to be so good.
Available exclusively on the Nintendo Switch 2 system.
Yep.
What kind of races await you?
Is that the best thing they could showcase? Like a banana, the Donkey Kong throwing a banana, or she going, ah!
But why stop there?
The characters are very expressive, though. I will agree with that. Yeah, you can just play as the cow.
And even the
Moo? Is that what they're called? I don't know.
you can drive
They've only been in a Mario Kart track until now. God, I am so pale. I swear I'm not like this IRL. Also, yeah, my hair is shorter now. Hello.
and you can freely drive between them.
Yeah, so that's the best part.
There's a lot
Like,
in store.
an open world in a racing game for children is such a big thing. The amount of shit I got up to in the Need for Speed Underground 2, like, open world is ridiculous, even though there's nothing to do there. Like, it's the only thing you can do in the open world is just go to other races, and yeah, it's still fun. And this looks fun for single player stuff, right? Courses look well made. Like, I'm not guessing that it's worth 80. Like, I'm not saying it's not worth €80, but Christ Almighty, that's a steep price to ask, you know? Like, when other things are much cheaper.
Style down Main Street.
That's just something you have to just keep in the back of your mind during this whole direct. It's like, yes, this looks really nice. This looks really good. And they've been working on this for, like, maybe 5 years. I don't know. But it's $80 and €90.
Just don't slip off while soaking up the scenery.
The fact you can play as the penguin, though, that does make it worth every penny.
Mostly movie theater boo cinema.
The tracks seem really nice. Like,
Kind of drive-in
there is nothing to complain about in terms of the game itself, right? Like everything, the characters are more expressive, the tracks look nicer. Like,
There's Toad's Factory.
yeah, Toad's Factory is back, which is a fan favorite track from Wii. Peach Beach as well, but Peach Beach looks nothing like the GameCube version.
Nostalgic courses from past titles are also here, but now they're reimagined and spread throughout the world.
Yeah, they're pretty much new tracks, let's be very honest.
Or at night.
Yeah, you have day and night cycles. Like, there's a lot of variation here, right? You still have the, I think it was 30 tracks in total.
Race as familiar characters like Mario, Luigi,
Are they gonna go through all of the characters?
Bowser,
Are they gonna go through? This is gonna take 5 minutes! This is going to take 5 minutes!
Goomba,
Okay, there we go.
Spike,
Oh, that was a bit of lag there. I don't know if that was on my end. And Cow. Yeah, they didn't give them cool names, it's just Cow.
get ready to roll.
They couldn't even call them Moo-Moos.
Select your character. Choose your vehicle.
I like the outfits. The outfits are nice. I'm a fan of those. I also don't mind not having full customization anymore. It was... When was that ever really that relevant in Mario Kart 8?
There are two main styles of race revving up in this world. Grand
Yeah,
Prix
Knockout Tour is the new one,
Knockout Tour.
which I'm quite happy with. Also, actually, I realized I haven't checked my audio, actually. Should be fine, right?
Most in
When was
series
that?
history.
Yeah, okay. Should be fine. Sorry for the me jump scare there.
These aren't the only hazards you'll need to avoid on the road. Look out for cars that shoot bullet bills. Attacks from
Yeah, there's like stuff on the track as well. Like,
other obstacles along the
as I'm saying, like, I'm not saying this wouldn't be worth $80, but the precedent that sets is so bad.
for Grand Prix with Mushroom Cup
Because, like, they really put a lot of time and effort into this.
and more. Grand
No, yeah, they made a video game. Wow, that takes time and effort. Like, they put thought into this. How can we evolve the Mario Kart formula without, you know, alienating old fans? This is the best way to do it. Add an open world. You don't have to interact with it, and it's not really any major gameplay change. Like, the best changes to a pre-established series
race will take
are not changing the base gameplay loop, but just adding a different progression system around that. And that's exactly what they've done here.
time. You'll need to drive yourself to the next course in Grand Prix.
You know, I think if they did something like Double Dash again, I don't think people would be as happy with it. Because they're like, oh, I'm familiar with this. And so I don't think they're going to do something like Double Dash again. But this is a good way to do it. Yeah, and then you drive to the end and you get a cool stuff. Knockout Tour seems a little more interesting, especially in multiplayer, like online multiplayer.
To Ice Rally and more.
God, these are long as well.
Races take you from one end of the world to the other. Get ready for a sprint. But you've got to place if you want to stay in the race.
Yeah. So, yeah, this seems like a cool evolution for, again, it's a progression system. You can tell, like, they didn't change much about the base gameplay loop. It's, like, all small changes. No, like, you keep your thing, like, your item behind you by default now. People were annoyed about this. I'm like,
You've got to
it's pressing one button. That's not a skill-based thing.
keep your eyes on the prize and aim for first.
I also think it just looks a little nicer like this. Also, sorry if you can hear a bit of my fan here. Imagine turning off live chat. Yeah, I mean they didn't. They didn't. Live chat is here. It was turned off, but then when the stream started, it did turn on.
Coin shell.
I mean they low-key messed up. I mean the thing is, they turned what could have been an easy win for them
Rivals catch
into a big controversy just because of prices.
with the ice.
If this game was $60 and the system was $400, and honestly, the system price isn't even that much of a deal for me. I think $450 is fair because the PS5 is $500. But anyway, if the system was $400, game chat was free, and this game, like all Switch 2 games, were $60, which was never going to happen anyway. But if that was the case, Nintendo would be loved because everything else is $70 nowadays. And if you like specifically go, okay, only big games like Tears of the Kingdom would be 70, because like I don't think this. Do people like even if this had more development time and more money put into it than Tears of the Kingdom?
What other mysterious effect?
It doesn't. It's a Mario Kart game, right? Like it doesn't feel as prestigious. So I don't think charging like $70 or even $80 in this case is fair.
Items. Go for it.
Greedy ass zipperheads, yeah. Wait, let me make chat a little smaller.
New to the Mario Kart series,
There we go.
there are added support features to help you along the
Open
way.
world racing game with this is Burnout Paradise. I wish it was that good. I still haven't played Burnout Paradise. I bought it on Steam a while back. Actually, I got it on Switch. I got the game on Switch because it for some reason had some issues running. Like the EA app wasn't working properly.
Tilt controls.
Yeah, you have steers. This is all stuff from Mario Kart 8. Like, this is... None of this is new. I hope you can still say, I'm using tilt controls. These things are $20, I think. Like, in the main direct they showed, these were like $20. For wheels. I mean, I think the Switch One ones were also quite expensive.
How about a quick break? A snack sounds good right about now. Hey, look! It's a drive-through.
Yeah, this is something that's still a little bit unclear to
Here at
me.
Yoshi's, you can grab an order to go. Dash food.
Yeah, so it's an item...
And you can unlock outfits inspired by your meal.
That seems a little
Sushi and
odd to me, because
uh-oh.
you're only going to be doing this once. Like, I doubt every character has
These outfits can
every
be selected
outfit,
from the
right?
character selection screen.
Yeah, and once you have them, there's no reason to do this
There's
anymore.
more outfits you'll find.
I don't
Make a
know.
pit stop and check out these drive-thrus all around the world. That was a nice detour. Now let's get back to the action.
Yeah, this seems like a weird way to do a progression like this, because it's like an item that you would use multiple times, but it just gives you an outfit. I mean, it also works like a mushroom, like it makes you go faster, so I guess.
You can now use a charge jump by holding the drift button while driving straight ahead. Charge and release to jump.
Okay, that's cool. So you don't have to be constantly drifting.
Grind along power lines
Yeah, that seems cool.
and dodge attacks from your rivals.
Yeah, and you can also do like a side flip. I'm guessing if
Wall, you
it's
can
if
wall
you
ride for a short
flick the stick when you jump. Oh, this is cool. Yeah, so this is how you go against walls. There's a much higher skill ceiling in this game,
even reach
which I do actually like. Mario Kart. Okay, I know the whole point.
Whenever this happens, be kind and rewind. This will return your vehicle to its original position.
What?
Nice, made it.
So like Forza, the worst feature from Forza Horizon.
Approach, of course.
This sucked in Horizon as well. Why did you put it in Mario Kart?
Still move normally when you rewind, so don't lose your lead.
I guess that's cool, but
Wanna take a
why?
even more races?
Pardon me.
Time trials, it's you against the
That is the one feature that I'm like, why?
race without any other
I mean, yeah, you don't have to use it. I get it, but
and if you go
it's a feature that only exists in Horizon because of how realistic the driving is. I don't know. Yeah, if time trials and all that, I'd be scared if these weren't features.
you can use the classic rule set of running 3 laps within the same course, or you can choose to drive the distance from one course to another.
And that seems quite cool to me because
Less traveled and choose routes
in that regard, there is a ton of tracks realistically. Yes, I know the tracks in between tracks are like
24 drive
pretty much just straight roads, but that's still,
4 teams.
you know, a lot of content.
Group up and get ready to put the pedal to the metal.
Teams as well, okay. Was this a thing in Kart 8? I know teams was a thing for battle mode, but I don't know if it was a thing in normal versus stuff.
Use items to burn
Oh yeah, this is. Oh no, there are proper balloon battle tracks. I was worried this was going to be a Mario Kart 8 scenario again, where they didn't have special tracks for this, but no, they do. Oh my god, this is the one from Wii, isn't it?
enjoy whatever drives you.
This track. Or was it GameCube? I forget which one. Now we have free roam. Okay, what is there to do?
Racing,
Sell me on this.
free roam and go wherever your heart takes you. No roads? No problem.
Do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do. The music is gonna be so good.
See the seas.
The music is like this is already this track on its own. So you can play as Pokey? Did they show this off already?
Jump off from way up here. You can go wherever you like, even to the edges of the world. Hey, there's a P-switch over there.
Okay, there is stuff to do. Yeah, there is stuff to do. Okay, that's good.
Hit hundreds of P-switches you find across the world to start missions.
Is that all there is, though? I mean, it's reason. Okay, so there are different challenges as well. Okay, that's fine. That's fine.
Outside of races.
Yeah. So there's some open world stuff to
There
do.
are also hidden coins.
They made sure that there is actually stuff to do in the open world. That's good. That's good.
Hidden panels, and more. So take the seat.
This is the most like traditional open world racing game that a Mario Kart has ever felt. None of these things are worth that price.
You can take photos.
I don't. The thing is, I think it is worth the price, but the problem is the precedent that it sets. Because if this game is $80,
Choose a frame.
that means GTA 6 is gonna be 100,
That one's a win.
and that can mean all kinds of things. And GTA 6 might already be 100. I don't know. I'm not gonna buy it for that much because for me, I don't know. I'm not gonna defend it because I also don't agree with it.
Can race in split screen on the same system.
But like it is obvious they have put a lot of money into this game. Like, this is the biggest Mario Kart by far. Because, you know, Mario Kart is now pretty much their biggest selling series. So it makes sense that they put a lot of money into it. That's the thing. If they just charged 60 for it, more people would buy it and they probably would earn a similar amount of money.
Race or battle in
Like, I'm not going to pick this up until it's on sale. Because for me, like, Mario Kart is not one of my favorite franchises of all time. It's a cool franchise, sure enough. It's cool, fun for multiplayer, but, like, come on.
This may look like free roam, but this is where you'll wait while your friends join you.
So it's free roam.
Looks like someone's arrived. Yep, you can meet up with your crew anywhere in this world. By checking the map, you can quickly see where your friends are and travel to their location.
Okay, that's cool. It's a shame this is like a whole separate mode and all that. It would have been nice if it was just, you know, you could see other people in multiplayer.
Or just go for a ride together. Make this road trip your own.
Yeah, that's cool. Oh, look at that.
Take photos together along the way, if that's more your speed.
Yeah, this seems cool. Again, you can't be mad at these kinds of features.
With game chat, enjoy.
Yeah, the fact that they're pushing game chat this much, even though it's a paid feature. I mean, yes, it's not a paid feature at launch, but it really is. Denno's one of the biggest gaming companies on the planet. Yes, that is true. I mean, they still need to earn. The problem is they need to earn more money than last quarter, and the last few quarters has been quite good for them in terms of money. They've been earning quite well for the last 5 years. Need to up their earnings. And that's really the main problem. Is like companies can't be happy, and I mean this is a fundamental problem with capitalism. Look at where we are in the Mario Kart presentation, me talking about capitalism. But you know, companies have to earn more money than last time, or they're seen as failures. Even if the money they're earning is still billions upon billions of dollars. No one is gonna buy the camera, Nintendo. No one's gonna buy it. No one's gonna buy the camera.
Up to 4 people's faces.
Wasn't that thing like $60 or something, that camera? It's like a 480p camera. I know you can... allegedly, you can put any camera in there, but... And it will work, but I doubt that with the amount of third-party controllers that work on Switch that aren't made for Switch. None of those work. I'm guessing this is already the end of the direct. The music is very good. The music is definitely going to be a total Stockholm death, yeah.
Around the world is just around the corner in Mario Kart World, available exclusively on Nintendo Switch.
Yeah, we know it's an exclusive for Switch 2, yes.
Includes a digital version of Mario Kart.
Yeah, this is going to be the one to get, and might even be the one that I get, honestly. I'm not going to get the system at launch, most likely. I don't think Mario Kart World on its own is enough to sell me a system. I do want to play the Donkey Kong game, though. Is Donkey Kong dabbing? Donkey Kong is dabbing. I did not need to see that today. Christ almighty. Anywho, yeah, it's a good game. You know, like it's a quality time, and I can definitely see this being very fun. But that price point looms over everything. It's like in the corner of the screen, it should just have like a thing going, hey, this game is $80. It's like, oh, so disappointing. I mean, yeah, as I said, like if you can, getting the Switch 2 bundle is nice, but the problem is the Switch 2 bundle gives you a digital copy of the game. I want a physical copy, but I'm not going to pay €80 or €90 even in worst case for a physical copy of the game. Now that's the thing. We'll see how prices evolve during the early months of the system. I'm probably going to get mine, what is that, at the end of the, like, late this year, I think, is when Donkey Kong releases. I forget when Donkey Kong releases. Wait, when's Donkey Kong Bonanza? Donkey Kong Bonanza. Jesus Christ. When is it releasing? July 17th. Okay, why did I think it was going to be late this year? No, July. Yeah, so... July? I thought this was much later. Okay, it doesn't matter. But yeah, so Mario Kart is going to release with the system, which is going to be June. Yeah, okay. So it's actually not that much later that Bonanza releases. I thought it was more of like a Mario Odyssey scenario. They should be paying the customer of these slop games. Okay. This is the best Mario Kart to date. And I know that's like, wow, the new game in the series is the best one to date. This is the fastest iPhone we've ever made. But like by far, this is the biggest Mario Kart they've made. I get where they're coming from. Again, I'm not trying to defend it because I don't like the price either. I'm going to have to pay the price as well. So I'm not defending it, but I can see where they were coming from with the price. It's a big Mario Kart. And it doesn't matter that it's Mario because it's still a massive game, you know? Like, it doesn't matter that Mario's on the cover and that's like, oh, it's because it's for kids, it has to be cheaper. No, there's still a lot of development time that goes into this stuff. I get where they're coming from, but they really should not be charging this much. Where's Diddy Kong? Good point. Diddy Kong wasn't in the Donkey Kong Bonanza trailer either. Is Diddy Kong dead? Did they kill Diddy Kong? Like... $80 for a regular Mario Kart plus open world features. Pretty much. And I guess this one also has the most tracks out of any... I mean, by a technicality, the roads between tracks. I don't know if that counts as a track. According to the game, it kind of does. But it's more content, I guess. I don't know. Below nothing. Yeah, this is the problem. Like, Nintendo has their most successful generation to date, and they go, we like more money. Switch 2 Breath of the Wild will be $90 with DLC. Yeah, the fact that the DLC isn't bundled in. Those, okay, Switch 2 edition versions, I have no defense for. Literally nothing. These are re-releases that took them maybe 5 minutes to... Okay, maybe... recompiling takes a bit longer than that. But, like, this would have taken one afternoon to get Breath of the Wild running on Switch 2. Get a native version running. That would have taken one guy an afternoon. Genuinely. It should not be costing $90. And it should, like, at least have the DLC included... In my opinion, if you own a copy of a game on Switch 1, you should just be able to, and you can play it on Switch 2, but you're going to be locked to 30 FPS. The Switch 2 will cost $5,000. In the US, it might. But yeah, like, those ones I have no defense for. This is like, okay, at least it's a new game, right? It's not Breath of the Wild repackaged for the third system. Was Breath of the Wild going to be like the new Grand Theft Auto 5? It's like, yeah, you can play it on Wii U, on Switch 1, or on Switch 2. If you want those 60 FPS. But in my opinion, you could just run... If you have the original game and you pop it into a Switch 2, it should just have those enhancements. Because those enhancements... The thing is, I know under the hood they're quite different, right? Like... The Switch 2 editions of games are native versions. They're natively built for Switch 2 hardware, while the Switch 1 versions are run through pretty much an emulation layer of sorts, like Wine. As far as our understanding goes, it is not quite emulation, but it is a translation layer of some sort. So the thing is, they have improvement. They can add improvements to Switch 1 games because it's a translation layer. They can do whatever the hell they want. So why not just do that in the first place instead of reselling us Breath of the Wild for the third time? Anywho, that's the main thing. Like, I really don't like those Switch 2 editions of games because, like, I already invested in your ecosystem, Nintendo. I bought your games on Switch 1, and now you're saying that I have to rebuild my entire library on Switch 2, like rebuy the exact same games, but oh no, this time Kirby has a fallen star thing. Like, it feels like you are screwing over. Oh, not screwing over, but like, this is the worst deal for your most loyal customers. If people have bought every single first-party Switch 1 game, they are paying the most to play Switch 2 versions of those games. That is something I don't get. Like, that isn't like the Switch 2 version. This is fine outside of the price point. Like, if this was $60, I would be happy. Like incredibly happy with this game. Will this live chat ever end? Well, that was the last message in live chat. But yeah. Imagine this as everyone complains before the thing actually comes out and they buy it regardless. Yeah, that's Nintendo fans. They'll buy it regardless. I'm going to play this game. I will play this game. I will buy it in some form. I'm probably not for not for full price. I'm not going to spend €90 on a physical version. But I will play this game. And yeah, you can go like piracy this, piracy that. There's not going to be an emulator for Switch 2 until years from now. It's still impossible to get Switch 1 ROMs anywhere like that is like trustworthy at all. Like, I remember, I don't know if I should be mentioning this. I don't care. For one of the streams that I fully privated this one because everything went wrong. I wanted to do a Nuzlocke challenge in New Super Mario Bros. U, but I have 2 copies of the original Wii U version, but I didn't have the Switch version. So I was like, okay, I'll download the Switch version. The amount of shady places I went to find that, and maybe it's better now, I don't know. And yes, I'm sitting here advocating for piracy. I'm not advocating for piracy, right? Like, if the original Switch 1 games, I think they're fully worth that price. Launch games still being $60 is a lot, and especially the Switch 2 versions of games. Like, you can play Breath of the Wild with all the enhancements and even more enhancements than the Switch 2 version gives you. Like, you can do a bunch of funny mods. I actually was going to do a playthrough of that before it fully broke for some reason, my install of Breath of the Wild on CMU. The thing is, yeah, emulation is going to get you a better experience. Problem is, most people don't want to do that. Most people don't know how an emulator works. Most people probably don't even have a PC that's capable of emulating Switch 2, or Switch 1 even. So people are going to buy this. This is going to sell numbers. This is going to sell a lot of units. The Switch 2 system as well. Like, this is not going to be a Wii U level failure, right? Like, if you think this is, like, you can hope all you want that this is going to be, it's going to be just like the Wii U. It's going to be a massive failure. It's only going to sell like 14 million units. No, this is going to sell more than that. It's a sequel to the most popular game system of all time. Or, well, aside from the PS2, but I think the Switch is going to get that at some point. There is going to be a pretty large market of people going to buy this. Now, for families, it's a little less one-sided, right? Like, if you have a Switch and you have Mario Kart 8 Deluxe and you ask your parents, hey, can we get Mario Kart World? And they go, like, you already have Mario Kart. You already have Mario Kart 8. Why do you want the new one? And I guess that's the case with a lot of like game series. It's like, oh, why do you want Mario Kart 64? You have Super Mario Kart right there. And it's like, same with GTA 6, and Nintendo will still buy it. Well, the GTA 6 is not going to be on Switch. Actually, it could be on Switch 2. I don't think it's going to be on Switch 2. GTA is traditionally steered clear from Nintendo systems, outside of the remaster trilogy that was on Switch, and like Chinatown Wars on DS. And yeah, like some really old games on Game Boy Color and Advance or whatever. But outside of that, there's been very little Grand Theft Auto on Nintendo systems, even though it's like technically quite possible. Yeah, GTA 6 is gonna be That's going to be a big turning point for the industry, whatever the price of that game is going to be. Is it going to be 70? Is it going to be 80? Is it going to be 100? Who knows? Talking about how people will buy it even if it's trash. We don't know if GTA 6 is going to be good or not. The game hasn't released yet. Same for this game. Like, yeah, sure, you can make assumptions from the trailer, and I think this will be the most fun Mario Kart yet, maybe outside of Double Dash. I have a soft spot for Double Dash, but this will probably be, like, objectively the most fun you can have in a Mario Kart game. That doesn't really matter when it's that expensive. Like, that's the thing. Like, this is a great game. That's the thing. This is likely going to be a great game. But is the great game worth 80 US dollars? No. No matter how good the game is, I don't think it's worth that. And the same with Grand Theft Auto 6. I don't think it's going to be worth that, like, the price it's going to be, because it's going to be more than $70, right? It's going to be 80. After this, there is no way it's not going to be 80. But it could be as much as 100. I don't know. And in that case, like, no game should be this expensive, because gaming is supposed to be a hobby. It's supposed to be fun. I don't know. I'm a bit disappointed with this generation so far. The Donkey Kong game seems cool, and that's going to be what I pick up a system for the Donkey Kong game. Why do I say the Donkey Kong game? Donkey Kong Bonanza. I know what the name of the game is. It's like when I was calling this game Mario Kart 9 last stream. It's like, no, we have a name for it now. Like, also stylistically, this game is like so much more interesting. Yeah, honestly, outside of that, I probably don't have that much more to mention outside of, yeah, drop the price, lads. Come on, drop the price. You can do this. People, I mean, emulation is not a big risk for Nintendo. Let's be very honest here. Even if they charge $100 for their games and $600 for their console, like, no one's gonna emulate instead of, oh, well, people are going to, but no significant amount of people is going to emulate instead of just buying the game, because emulation is way too complicated for most people. Like, you think little Timmy is going to figure out how to emulate Switch 2 games? No. Sony got toxic for Nintendo was having all this heat too, so increased the PS5 price as well. Yeah, it was likely in response to this. Welcome to capitalism hell. We are ending late stage capitalism, and this is death stage capitalism. Everything is stupidly expensive, and they're not paying anyone anything. They told us we would understand the $80 price increase, then they didn't really show us much. Still a good game though. Yeah, I think that's a very very realistic, that someone in chat on the original stream, very level-headed response. Like, they said you were going to understand why this game is $80, but like, I understand why I waited 11 years. I don't understand why I'm spending $30 more. You know, that's sort of the thing. Like, I understand what took them so long. I don't really agree with it being more expensive. So yeah, they're not going to drop. The thing is, they're not going to drop the price unless sales are affected. And it could be with the 3DS that we see them dropping the price. I don't think they are going to. They're in a much more comfortable position now than they were when the 3DS launched. When the 3DS launched, you need to think, Wii Mania was over. No one was buying a Wii anymore. The Wii U was a year away. And they launched the 3DS, a more powerful version of the DS with 3D features that no one really cared for. And that thing was $250. That was the problem. The problem wasn't the software. The problem was, I mean, there also weren't a lot of games at launch. God, we didn't even have Mario 3D Land at launch. We had Steel Divers Sub Wars and Pilot Wings Resort. So, like, at least there's more now. There's more at launch. There's a Mario Kart game at launch, and a few months later we're going to get a Donkey Kong game. That's cool. But I don't think they're in a much more comfortable position now. And unless sales are significantly lower than they expect, they're not going to drop the price. They're not going to drop the price on anything. Like, as I said, it matters. Like, it's based on the amount of sales. It doesn't matter how many people in YouTube chat are screeching lower the price because they don't care. If you're gonna buy it anyway, even though you said drop the price, then yeah, they're not gonna do anything. And you can try and organize a boycott. It's not gonna work. It's Nintendo. If people are gonna buy this for their nephew or whatever. Like people are going to buy this. Casuals are gonna buy this. You can't like hope to boycott this. And that's the thing. We're probably gonna have to live with this all generation. And maybe I'm wrong. Maybe the system will sell very bad and they have to drop the price, but I don't think they have to drop the price on the system itself. I think the system itself is actually fine in terms of price. I think the games, and maybe if software sales are bad, that's what they could do. But how are they going to do that? If someone bought Mario Kart World at launch for 90 euro, a physical version, and then they drop the price back down to 60. Like, what are they going to do for those people? It's not going to be like the ambassador program on 3DS, where like, okay, you bought the system, we can give you stuff for the system. In Mario Kart, it's like, okay, I guess we can give you free stuff in Mario Kart, but Mario Kart doesn't have any in-game microtransactions. I guess that's also a part of what you're paying for. You know, nowadays, we shit on Nintendo for $80 prices, right? There are full-priced games. Full price games for kids. There was a Lego 2K Drive, I think, yeah? Lego 2K Drive. That game is a $60 game. And it has a lot of microtransactions. And that's a kid's game. Like, imagine handing that as a little Timmy and he spends half of your credit card on race bucks in Lego 2K Drive. Like, I think that's more egregious. In my opinion, that's much worse. Full price game with in-game microtransactions. At least this doesn't have that. This is a full game. Nintendo's selling you a full game up front, and yeah, sure, the price is a lot, but at least they're selling you the full game up front. I think there are things that could have been much worse about the Switch 2 launch, and I think we're definitely not in the best scenario, but we're in a scenario. EU is currently hitting games with laws against that. That's good. That's good. EU for the win again. You know, the reason we have USB-C on the iPhone. The reason I'm considering an iPhone in the first place is because of an EU law. Also, don't worry, I'm gonna keep using the Xperia for as long as I can. I love that thing. Anywho, yeah, I don't think there's much more else for me to say. I wanted to do with like a conversation with Dan about the Switch 2 in general, which might be interesting as a separate stream. But I think tacking that onto this is not that interesting. Yeah, in general, I don't know. We'll see how this pans out. The game itself is good, though. Like, you really can't be mad at the content of the game itself. They pretty much did all they could. There's not something that I'm, like, really angry about. Like, yeah, the rewind is kind of weird. I don't know why they took that from Forza. I mean, it makes it obvious that they were very heavily inspired by Forza Horizon. But yeah, I think that's the one thing that isn't really necessary. Outside of that, these are all great features. Just the price point. Just the price point, yeah. Anywho, I'm going to leave it there. I have some more baking to do. I need to bake some more light maps because yesterday, like genuinely, sometimes on the same setting, sometimes it takes 5 minutes and sometimes it takes 20 minutes for no reason. Sometimes it takes an hour for no reason on the same settings. I don't get it. Anywho, yeah, I want to thank you all a ton for watching, and we'll see if we do something else in like Switch 2 related, or maybe some game stream playing video games. I imagine that. Yeah, maybe something like that. Who knows? We shall see. So yeah, I want to thank you all a ton for watching, and I will see you all next time. Goodbye.